Hello everyone. So welcome to my first session. So today we're going to start off with the very first lesson of the grade 10 textbook, which is on perimeter, right? So before we dive into the whole lesson, let's quickly go through all of the basics that you have to know when it comes to perimeter. And these are the things that you have learned in your previous grades, right? Well, let's refresh our memory uh, on perimeter first. All right, so let's first of all start with a definition, right? So what is perimeter? Perimeter is simply the length around a 2D shape. Okay, so let's talk about this a bit more. Now, when you say the length around a 2D shape, what they mean is, like, let's say you start from one point of this square and you run all the way around this square, right? So when you comes back to this point that you started, the length that you ran is called the perimeter, right? එතකොට මේ ස්ක්වයර් එකේ මේ පොයින්ට් එකෙන් පටන්ගෙන මේ ස්ක්වයර් එක වටේම ගිහිල්ලා අපව හිටපු දැනට මේ එන්න යන total distance එක තමයි perimeter කියලා කියන්නේ. So we're not considering anything in the middle, right? So this is only the length around the object. Okay, that is perimeter. All right. So there are different formulas when it comes that you can use to find perimeter. Okay, but in the base, it's all about adding all the lengths around the object. Okay, let's go through that step by step as well. Let's get rid of this. Okay, let's start with the square. Okay, now when it comes to a square, the main characteristic of a square is that all of the sides are equal, right? In a square, this side is equal to this side and this side equals to this side, right? So all of the sides have the same length. All right, so according to our definition, perimeter is simply the length around a 2D shape. So all you have to do is add this side, and this side together, right? That's all you have to do. So let's say this side is 2 centimeters, right? Then how do you find the perimeter of the square? You simply do 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters, right? And what do you get as the answer? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So that will be 8 centimeters, and that is the perimeter of the square, right? Now, as you can see, it is too much of a hassle to write all of these down, right? So we can come up with an easier formula to get the perimeter of a square, because we know all of the lengths are the same anyway, right? And for a square, there are 4 sides. In a square, sides හතරක් විතරනේ තියෙන්නේ. So we know අපිට එකම number එක 4 පාරක් add කරන්නේ. So we can basically just do the length times 4, because there are 4 sides. So we could simply come up with a formula for this. We can do, instead of doing all that, we can just do this, which is 4 times the length of a side. Okay, now remember, we got 8 centimeters as our answer when we did 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Now if we did 4 times length of the side, that means again we will be doing 4 times, what's the length of a side? That's 2 centimeters. 4 times 2 centimeters, and 4 times 2 equals 8 centimeters. So we would get the perimeter of the square right away. Okay, and then moving on, we have a rectangle. All right, now in a rectangle, what's difference is only 2 sides are equal, right? This side would equal to this side, and this side would equal to this side. Okay, so we're adding the same number, let's say, twice each time, right? So whatever the number on this side, we would be adding that number twice and this number twice. So let's write that down in the usual way. So let's say this is 5 centimeters and this is 2 centimeters. Okay, all right. So if this side is 5 centimeters, we know this side is also 5 centimeters, and if this side is 2 centimeters, we know this side is also 2 centimeters. That is what a rectangle is basically, right? So to find the perimeter here, you would do 5 centimeters plus 2 centimeters plus 5 centimeters plus 2 centimeters, because length around the object, you have to add up all the sides together, right? So you would get 14 centimeters as your answer when you add these up. So again, let's come up with the formula to make things easier for us, right? So now we can see we have added the same number twice here, right? 2 times 5, and then this also 2 times 2, isn't it? Okay, so we can come up with the formula for this one like this, right? So if we use the formula this time, it will be 2 times the length. So length here is 5 centimeters, so 2 times 5, and then plus 2 times the breadth. So breadth here is 2 centimeters, right? So that's 2 times the breadth, which is also 2 centimeters. So 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 times 2 is 4. Then you would get your answer 14 centimeters right away. Okay, so this formula would be would help you a lot when it comes to like much bigger numbers, right? It'll come in handy. Okay, so that is a rectangle, and let's take these out, and let's talk about triangles. Now for the triangles, it is pretty basic. We don't really have a formula for this, so all you have to do is sum all the sides, right? So here the word sum means sum means the addition of all the sides, right? So now let's say if this is an equilateral triangle, equilateral means all the sides are equal, and we know one side is 2 centimeters. You can do 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters. Okay, and the answer would be 6 centimeters. So the easier way to do that would be 3 times 2, because we have 3 sides and one side is 2 centimeters. Again, that would be 6 centimeters. Now you can do this only if all the sides are equal in the triangle. Okay, now let's see if this is not an equilateral triangle and we have 3 different answers, sorry, 3 different lengths. Let's say this one, maybe it doesn't look like it, but let's say this is 1 centimeters and this is 3 centimeters. Then you will have to do 2 plus 3 plus 1. Okay, right, so that's the basics of perimeter for square, rectangle and a triangle. Okay, circles, it is I think most of you find it a little difficult when it comes to circles, so let's go through a little introduction on circles first, right? Now, do you know what diameter is? Diameter is like if you draw a line all across the circle, this whole length is called the diameter. Okay, and if you, from the center of the circle, and if you draw a line towards the arc of the circle, that would be the radius. Okay, so the formula to find the perimeter of a circle is, let's write that down, perimeter of a circle equals to 2 pi r. So this symbol here is called pi. Okay, so if you like take out your calculator, let me show the calculator of the computer. You can see the pi sign right here, right? So this pi actually stands for a number that like basically doesn't end. Okay, so it goes like 3.14159 and it keeps on going, right? It doesn't stop. So if you use a calculator, you can use the pi sign and just get the answers. Or if you are like doing it manually and here when you are doing questions, you can just do 3.14. Okay, unless you understand more when we do a couple of more questions. Okay, so the formula to find the perimeter of a circle is 2 pi r. Okay, all right, now that we know what pi is, let's say the radius of this is, no, let's come back to the diameter part. Let's say they say the diameter of this circle is 14 centimeters. Then what would be the radius of this circle? That would be 14 divided by 2, and that is 7 centimeters, meaning radius would be 7 centimeters. Okay, so remember that if in the question they gave you the diameter, you have to divide it by 2 and get the radius and then insert it in the formula. Okay, so now as you can see, there are no symbols in between the three symbols and numbers, letters, all of these, right? So that means we have to multiply. So 2 pi r, this actually means you have to do 2 times pi times r. Okay, so let's keep the 2 as it is. It's just 2, and then for pi you can use 3.14, and then for the radius let's take 7 centimeters. 7. There you go. So if we use the calculator for this, that will be 2 times pi times r, which is 7 centimeters. Okay, that would be the answer, 43.9. Okay, now if we use 3.4 in our answer, sorry, in our calculation, that would be 2 times, let's put 3.14 times 7, and you would get 43.96 as your answer. And that is the perimeter of this circle. Okay, now you can always like round this up, down, sorry, up, because it's a 9 here, and that is roughly 44 centimeters. Alright, so that's it for this video. In the next video we'll go through some of the review exercises, right, and hopefully like hard ones like these, right, and then we'll move on to sector of a circle lesson. Until next time, bye.